In my view, a well-managed company really has three kind of top traits. One is they tend to be very people-minded. They have a people-minded culture about them. And following that, they have very high standards. They set the bar for very high standards and values within the organization. And then just as important is they are they're driven by and they're very inspired by the customers and the people that they serve on a day-to-day basis. And therefore, that really drives the innovation, right? The willingness to always do better for our customers. What does that mean, right? And we think of it as being very customer-centric, customer service-oriented, customer-minded, and that's by all means true. But I think what's just as important, if not maybe even more important, is really when you consider your own people. So you know, we've all heard the saying that great management and great leaders, they're very good at surrounding themselves with great people, you know, in whatever respective business function they're in. And they can take those people and they can set a vision, set a purpose, articulate that to those people, and then set those people free, allow those people to be challenged, empower those people, develop those people, and enable those people to be positioned for success within an organization. And I think that in and of itself is really the core key to a well-managed company, because when it's said and done, the more a company can develop and take care of its employees, the more those employees can take care of the customers. And the happier the customers are, the happier the shareholders too will be. When we're talking about a strong partnership, I think it goes without saying that there must be a reciprocated value but that each of the partners are offering one another. But what makes a partnership really great is when each partner genuinely understands and appreciates and wants the best for the counterpart, the other entity in the partnership. When you have that genuine respect and desire to see each other succeed, you can really move mountains. I think it's really important to take the time to give back to the industry. All the experience that people have, all the friendships that people make, it really crosses, it goes well beyond any one business. This is a relationship industry, and we have a lot of opportunities throughout the year to come together, to share ideas, to hear what's new. And I think it's those opportunities when we can get people together and when we can get people to actually be proactive in kind of stepping across the aisle. That's when more ideas can be incubated, right? That's when real innovation, or we can amplify the innovation opportunity. That's not to say that, you know, there's not opportunity within smaller buckets, but I think when we come together, we can achieve so much more. I think it's really important in any industry to be mindful and to attract, to have a good strategy for attracting young talent into the industry. The primary reason is because we have a lot of people that are at they're at different stages within their career journey. They're all learning. They're all getting great experience. They're learning new things. But the reality is, we constantly need to have a new pipeline of people rising through the organization to be the person that's next in line, just to keep things moving. But what's interesting about the current time is that we live in a very dynamic industry. The internet and kind of this digital era has changed behaviors that have existed for possibly a century or more, right? There's a lot of things that haven't changed very much over time, and within the last decade and 2 decades, we've seen great change. We've seen buyer behaviors and the way buyers interact with us and their expectations of us have created a new need to really adapt to the way they're purchasing, the way they're researching, and with that, with the digital era has come a lot of new technology, and this technology has really enabled us to have more ways to communicate and engage and build relationships with customers than we've ever had before. And navigating that is complex, and it's ever-changing, and we don't have a crystal ball, and we don't know what technologies are going to come a year from now or 2 years from now and how that will impact exactly, but we know the trend, right? We know the trend's there, and we have an idea for where things are going generally. And I think by bringing new people in, by bringing people with fresh perspectives and fresh ideas and kind of that have been raised in the current dynamic climate, who can, within each generation, we've got people positioned to understand that generation and how that generation's adapting or being born into the current technology set. I think if you take all that together, and we can really couple the great experience and knowledge of our industry experts today, and help bring that together with the new talent, younger talent, we can all learn from one another, and I think we can stay very relevant and very proactive and engaged and ultimately very effective in this dynamic, changing climate that we're in. So for anyone that's considering entering this industry, I think the food service industry and food manufacturing and service industry, I'd say the fun answer is that we all, there's a lot of great people in here and in this industry, and we all, it's somewhat of a small world, so you all get to know each other over time, and we all have fun, we all enjoy food, and I think if that's not enough to want to bring people into it, I think the other thing that particularly interests me is how dynamic this market and this industry has become with the introduction of the internet over the last couple decades, and how digitalization and all the technologies that are being introduced are creating this. It's really more of a disruptor, but a very good disruptor that is causing things to change, and we're seeing all kinds of new technologies and new trends and new food combinations. There's a lot going on that we don't know exactly where that's taking us, but we do know it's very exciting. It's very fun. Everything's very new, and it's one heck of a journey to be on. So if you're up for a journey, if you're up for something interesting, and you like great food, then this is a great industry to be a part of, with some really great people that you'll enjoy working with.